Hello everyone, thank you for joining me for today's plan with me. This week I'm using a kit called Autumn Memories. It's by Paper Crown Planner. It dawned on me that I haven't used a printable kit in what feels like ages. It's probably only been about a month, but I've been so enjoying using the older kits. I've used Jackson Pepper, I've used some Sadies stickers, what other... I can't even think off the top of my head now. I mean, they're all posted as plan with me's. But I just thought I really want to use one of the printable kits. So when Paper Crown Planner was doing she did a massive sale on all of her old format kits. So I bought a bunch of them. She had them up for like $2 a kit. It was crazy. I bought a bunch of them and a couple of them were autumnal ones. So I wanted to use, because we're coming to the end of November and I'm now going to move into wintry Christmassy kits, I wanted to use something that had those really deep and rich autumnal colours, and this very much fitted the bill. So I kind of tweaked the kit with some of her mixing in some of her newer format boxes and then pulling in from my pre-existing stash of fancy boxes, and it worked out really nicely. I'm sorry if this is really painful for you to watch me putting this garland on. It was really painful to put down. So I have, just full transparency, I have already recorded this voiceover once, but I realised that I went in deep on the Sadie Stickers advent calendar, and it dawned on me that people won't want spoilers, and also it was very negative, and when I listened to it back I just thought, that's not enjoyable for people to listen to. So I am re-recording this with a fresh take on that. So first of all, I will go into Liz commented on my video on Wednesday asking for me to go through my Black Friday purchase plans. So I plan to buy from Miss and Meow. If you've missed one of my recent videos, I now have a PR code with Miss and Meow. It is Lydia15, and it saves you 15% off on any Miss and Meow purchases, so please do feel free to use that if you're interested. But she recently released a New Year's Eve kit and a birthday month kit that's sort of the same clip art, and I was already going to buy those, but because her products are now shipped from the States rather than from Canada, it's quite expensive for me to ship it here, so I don't want to order them separately. I may as well order them all in one batch. So I'm waiting until Black Friday. I'm anticipating that she's going to be sharing some new releases, so I would rather order everything at once and have it all delivered in one go rather than paying for multiple lots of shipping. So those are the two kits that I know I'll be purchasing. Sorry, a really loud car just went past. Those are two kits that I know I'll be purchasing, and then I'm just going to wait and see on her new releases. And then I'm also going to purchase from White Deer Stationery. I'm running low on some of my really, really regular use icons, and I need some more kind of work-themed stickers like laptops and coffee cups and things. So I am going to place a bigger order with Jess. So the last few Black Fridays she's done 30% off, so I'm very much assuming she's doing that again. If she doesn't, however, if she doesn't do a Black Friday sale, I'll just wait until the next time she does a new release Friday, because she usually does 20% off on those new release Fridays. But that's my plan in terms of shopping. I'm keeping it small, and I'm not going too crazy, and because I'm having to use the shipping consolidation service for White Deer Stationery, because she does not ship. I don't think she ships internationally at all. I'm not 100% sure, but I know she doesn't ship to the UK, so I have to use my shipping consolidation service. So since I'm using that, I've also popped a message on my Instagram stories just asking if anyone has copies of and is open to reselling or destashing kits from the last couple of Sadie Stickers advents. So there are a couple of kits from the 2023 advents. I think they're called like Lovely and Magical or something, and then all 4 of the kits from the 2024 advent. And I'm also hoping that someone will have and be willing to sell some of the foiled boxes that came in the foiled fancy boxes that came in that advent, and the like seasonal sampler or something like that, the icons. So I'm just keeping everything crossed that people have those. Couple of people have messaged me about some of the kits, but if you have any of those things that you're open to selling, please do let me know, because I'm building my budget for next month, and rather than shop in that way of buying like tons of kits from shops, I'd rather buy kits that I've had my eye on for a while, and I'm just keeping everything crossed that people have and won't use. So in terms of the Sadie Stickers Advent, I'm not going to reveal any spoilers in terms of like themes or anything, but if you want to know absolutely nothing about it, if you want to go in blind, please just skip ahead past me talking about it, because I'm just going to touch on it now, because I had been looking at some other kits, and the reason for that is because the Advent is still on its way to me, but because it has taken so long and I've already seen quite a few comments about people being disappointed, underwhelmed, and just sort of let down, I bit the bullet and I watched an unboxing. It was by, what was her name? Pretty Paper Hoarder, I think is her channel name. And I'm so disappointed. I like just being completely honest. I'm so disappointed. None of the kits are in my sort of preferred colour scheme or planning style, and none of the foil is that kind of dainty seasonal foil. I had my hopes up so high because the last 2 or 3 years had been brilliant advents, and I was so gutted to have missed out on them, and I'm so disappointed that this is what this one is. And I definitely thought from her post on Instagram, I thought that the graphics that she'd used were kind of like a hint to the style of stickers, and it sort of had some lace on there, a bit of ribbon. It looked kind of quite period drama almost, I think is how I would describe it, like something out of a Jane Austen. And even though maybe the colours still weren't quite that soft pink colour palette that I prefer, I still thought it looked really pretty. It's nothing like that. So if you know, if that's what you're expecting as well, just prepare for it to not be that. What I didn't realise is it comes with like a theme. It is on that post. It says the theme is like decade nostalgia or something like that, or decade lover. I can't think what it is now. Something to do with the decades, and I obviously should have paid more attention to that. It's not good. And the foil, it's sort of, so each, I'm not even going to spoil it. I'm not even going to spoil it any further, just in case there's anyone still listening that really, really wants to wait to open it or to watch full unboxings. Apologies, this is present Lydia cutting in. I had just gone on an absolute waffle and ramble again about the Advent calendar, so just cutting that out entirely. I have decided that I'm gonna resell it, but I'll sell it for like a lot cheaper than what I bought it for, just so that someone can at least make use of the stickers. Someone's already messaged me on Instagram to ask about it, so I'm just waiting for it to arrive here. But just a real shame. And I think my biggest disappointment with it was the kind of lack of thoughtfulness, particularly behind the foil elements of these stickers that was so impressive last year, that are just such a letdown in this one. So sorry, I just thought I'd cut out my absolute nonsense. And if you have any of the products that I've mentioned from previous advents, please do get in touch. I'd be very keen to repurchase those off of you, or purchase those off of you in my Black Friday budget. And then the other thing is that someone had kindly reached out to say that they have a bunch of Cross by Towie icons that they are interested in reselling. So I am also building that into my November budget. So that's my kind of December budget, sorry. So that's my kind of plans around Black Friday spending. This week plans were not, if you listen to my last plan with me, you'll know that I was sick as a dog for this entire week. So all of my plans are just off sick, sleep all day, off sick, sleep all day, off sick, sleep all day. Sorry if you can hear my husband. I think he's moving some stuff around. I'm not 100% sure, but I can hear something banging around. I've lost my train of thought. So no exciting plans through the week. And then on the weekend, I had to drag myself out of bed at 6:30 in the morning to drive to Heathrow on Saturday because I was not about to lose the money that I had paid for a fear of flying course. We fly a few times a year and I get very, very anxious, and it causes me a lot of heavy fatigue, particularly with my long COVID symptoms. It just exacerbates them. So I've done a lot of work to try and improve my confidence around flying, and this was kind of the last hurrah at trying to really make flying bearable for me. It was an excellent course. It was a long day. I left home at something like 6:30 in the morning to drive to Heathrow, and then didn't get home until 9:15 in the evening. But it was fantastic. The whole morning was spent talking through the mechanics of flying, how it all works, what's going on in the sky, how the plane can even take off. Oh, Wendy just made an absolute run for it upstairs. And then they talked us through some breathing exercises and how to kind of manage our heart rates. And then we had a session in the afternoon with a clinical psychologist for a couple of hours who kind of talked us through the general feelings around fear of flying and how to talk down that part of your brain that's gone all the way to worst case scenario before you've even set foot on the flight. So that was really good. And then they took us all out for kind of a test flight. It was just a kind of 40-minute flight to put into practice the breathing exercises they taught us, and to kind of do they'd done a bit guided meditation in the clinical psychologist sessions. It was kind of, again, he was walking around the plane. They had a load of pilots that were sort of there to support the course. They were sat every few rows, and again, just trying to bring us back to the here and now, and really keep practicing those breathing exercises. So really interesting, but I was so unwell, I was so tired, so I kind of had myself off in a little corner, as far away from everyone as I could be. The flu is no joke this year. It has been heavy and exhausting and very draining. That was this plan with me. Hopefully that was a little bit more upbeat than the one that I'd recorded before, and a bit less spoiler heavy. But thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this plan with me, and I will see you in the next one.